Hi, I'm Paul from Production Expert. In this video, I'm going to show you how I got a vocal that was recorded in a hotel room with a Shure SM7 that sounded like this.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed,
And got it to sound like this.
Will they forgive us for the mess we have made?
Now, I was in Spain recently recording with a fantastic vocalist called Ralph Van Manen, and we were in a hotel room actually writing a song, and we wrote this song, and the equipment that we had to hand was a Universal Audio Apollo, and we had a Shure SM7B. Now, the Shure SM7B is a great vocal mic, and I really, really like it. But on this occasion, I didn't notice at the time we got a really dull vocal sound that didn't cut through the mix. And when I got back to my studio, I really was wondering how I can make this really poke out the mix. And even though this vocal isn't now perfect, it cuts through the mix and I'm quite happy with it and happy enough to release it. First of all, let's have a listen to the vocal on its own without any effects on it.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
So as you'll notice, there's a lot of low mids and there's a lot of bottom end, and there's not a lot of clarity around the, say, 2 to 6K range. So we're going to change all that by using a few plugins. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be using any PreSonus plugins, and I'm doing that basically because the plugins that I use for this task, and that is clearing up vocals and getting a really bright, in-your-face vocal sound. So the first plugin I'm going to use is the AE400 from DSP, and let's load that into our slot 1 in our inserts. Now let's loop a section here.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
Right, one of the great things about the AE400 is you can solo in on a particular frequency. So let's solo in on our low mids.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed. Something
And now I'm looking for the treble frequency.
seems to be broken and frayed.
So as you can hear, that is where all that low end mud is coming from. So let's deal with that.
Something within
Right, I'm going to pull down the gain
seems to be broken and frayed.
and then the threshold. So it's just tickling it.
Seems to be broken and
Let's take it out of solo mode.
Something within us
Let's bring the ratio up just a
seems
bit.
to be broken and frayed.
And let's bypass that band.
To be broken and frayed. Something
And bring it in.
within us seems to be broken and frayed.
So as you can hear, there's a plosive in there, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is to brighten it up. So I'm going to use about 10K and give it a bit of a boost around there.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
Let's bypass the plugin.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
And bring it in.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
So that's really helped a lot, but what I'm going to be doing with this process is to use quite a lot of plugins, and each plugin is going to do a small amount of lifting. So let's bring in another EQ now. So let's bring in our FabFilter Pro Q. So let's put a low cut in.
Us seems to be broken and frayed.
So I don't want to remove all the
Something
bottom end, I just want to remove
within
just the rumbles.
Seems to be broken and frayed.
And this is going to be sorting out the major part of the plosive that's the problem.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
And now I'm going to put a high shelf in, and let's put it in about 6K-ish.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
Now already that's starting to sound like a vocal that's going to cut through a lot more. Let's bypass both the plugins.
Seems to be broken and frayed. Something within us
And bring it in.
seems to be broken and frayed.
Now I can still hear some problems with the low mids, so let's duck around about 180.
Something
Let's find that frequency. Right, and there's the problem, so let's just duck that just a little bit.
within us seems to be broken and frayed. Something within
And let's
us
bypass both the plugins.
seems to be broken and frayed. Something within us
and bring it in.
seems to be broken and frayed.
So let's bring in the last plugin in the EQ section. And this plugin, I can't find another plugin that does what it does. And that's the UAD Marg EQ4. So let's load that in. Now the real feature of the Marg EQ is the airband. So I'm going to boost about 20k.
Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
Now that adds that lovely top end air onto it.
Something
Let's turn up
within
2.5 by
us
one click.
seems to be broken and frayed. Something within us
Bypass all the plugins.
seems to be broken and frayed.
So as you can hear, that's a massive difference just with 3 plugins.
Something within
Let's
us
hear that in the track.
seems to be broken and frayed. Something within us seems to be broken and frayed.
Now join me in the next video where I'm going to be using compression and de-essing just to make the vocals sit in the mix even better. I'm Paul Drew from Production Expert. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys next time.